Good. Hello, good morning. Myself Sukanya, Assistant Professor of CSC. Today I'm going to discuss about Introduction of Database Management System, DBMS. So, what is Database Management System? As the name suggests, in the Database Management System consists of two parts. They are database and management system. So, what is database? To find out what database is, we have to start from the data and which is the basic building block of any DBMS, right? So what is data? Data is a collection of information. Unorganized the data, either numbers or characters or whatever. It is data. So factors, figures, statistics having no particular meaning, right? So next record, collection of related data items. What is record? Collection of related data items. So in the above example, there are three data items had no meaning. But if we organize them in the following way, then they collectively represent a meaningful information, right? So here one table is there. So roll number, name, age. So ABC is a character, age is a number. So these are the data. Table or relation collection of related records. So in this table, uh, we have some records, name, age. So the column of this relation is called fields and attributes or domains. These fields are in this table. ABC is one field. So the rows are called tuples or record. Tuple means record data. So database collection of related relations and consider the following tables. So we now have collection of four tables. They can be called a related collection because we can clearly find out that there are some common attributes existing in the selected pair of tables, because of the common that there are some common attributes existing in the selected pair of tables. Because of these common attributes, we may combine the data of two or more tables together to find out the complete details of a student. So suppose questions like which hostel does the youngest students live in that hostel can be answered now. So all the age and hostel attributes are in the different tables. So the database, this all the data stored in database. So employees are accessing the data through DBMS. So how it will work? Payroll officers needs data DBMS. The payroll officers data also stored in DBMS, and customer services advisors needs access to the customer accounts also stored in the DBMS, data stored in the DBMS, and sales manager needs to access to the stock leaves. So these are the employees are accessing their data through DBMS. For example, within a company, there are different departments as well as customers who each needs to see different kind of data. Each employee in the company will have different levels of access to the database with their own customized front-end applications. So in a database, data is organized strictly in row and column format. The rows are called tuples or records. The data items within one row may belongs to different data types. On the other hand, the columns or the often is called domain or attribute. All the data items within a single attributes are of the same data. So this is database. Then what is management system? How it will work in real time? So what is management system? A database management system is a collection of interrelated data and set of programs to access those data. So this is collection of related data within implicity meaning, and hence it is a database. So the collection of data usually referred to the database contain information relevant to an enterprises. So the primary goal of DBMS is provide a way to store and retrieve database information that is both convenient and efficient. So by the data, we mean no facts that can be recorded and that implicity meaning. So the management system is important because without existence of some kind of rules and regulation, it is not possible to maintain the database. So we have to select the particular attributes which should include in a particular table, right? So the common attributes to create relationship between two tables, uh, about tables. So if new record has to be inserted or deleted, then which table should have to be handled, etc. So this kind of issues must be resolved having some kind of rules to follow the order, maintain the integrity of the databases. So database systems are designed to the manage large bodies of information. So management of the data involved both defining structures for storage of information and providing the mechanisms. So these are the manipulation of information. So in addition, the database system must ensure that safety of the information stored, and system crashes or attempts unauthorized access. If the data to be shared among the several users, so the system must avoid possible anomalous results. Right? So because the information is so important, the most organizations, computer science, have developed a body of large body of concepts and techniques for managing data. So these are all the concepts and techniques from the focus of this and database management system applications. So database management system applications where it is used. Okay, how it will work. So database management system is a computerized record keeping system. It is a repository or a contain for collection of computerized data files. So the overall purpose of DBMS to allow he acts users to define, store, receive, and update the information contained in the database or uh, database. Information can be anything, that is significance of individual organizations. Database touch this. Suppose I give some examples. The banking sectors, airlines, universities, manufacturing and selling, and human resources. So enterprises information sales for customers, products and purchase and information. So accounting for payments, receipts, account balance, assets, and other account informations are kept in accounting sector. So next, human resources for information about employees, salaries, payrolls, taxes, and benefits, and for generation of the paychecks. So manufacturing, how it will store this application, how it will use for management of the supply chain and the tracking production of items, factories, and inventories of items, and uh, order items. Online retailers means online for sale data noted about the plus online tracking, generation of recommendations list, and maintenance of online products evaluations. So these are the things kept in manufacturing. Sorry, online retailers. So next, banking and finance. Banking finance. How it will work, DBMS applications. Banking sector for customer information, accounts, loans, and banking transactions. And these are the things kept in banking area. So next, credit card transactions for purchase on credit card and the generation of monthly statements, and stocks and bonds are also storing in real-time market data to enable online trading by customers and automated trading by the firm. So next, universities. So universities for student information, course registrations, and grades. So in addition to standard enterprises information such as human resources and accounting. So these are the things kept in university. So next, airlines for reservations and schedule information. Airline were among the first to use database in geographically distributed manner, and telecommunications. Suppose telecommunications for keeping the records or calls made, generating the monthly bills, maintenance balance on the prepaid calling cards, and storing information about the communication network. Next, what is the purpose of DBMS database system? So database system across in response to early methods of computerized management of numerical data. As an example of such methods, typically of 1960, considered part of university organization that among other data keeps information about all instructors, students, departments, and course offering. One way to keep the information on a computer to store in a operation system. to allows user to manipulate the information. The system has a number of application programs that manipulation of files, including the programs to add new students, instructors, and courses, registered students, register students for courses, and generate class rotors, and assigning grade to students, compute grade point, average GPA, and general transcripts. These are the things in database main purpose. So next data redundancy and inconsistent. Data redundancy and inconsistency is since different programmers create the files and application of programs over a long period. The various files are likely have different structures, and the programs may be written in several programming languages. Moreover, the same information may be duplicate in several places means files. The students may appear in the files consist of students, records of students. In the music department, in a file that consists of student records, students in the mathematics department. Next, difficulty in accessing data. Suppose that one of the university clerks need to find out the names of all students who live within a particular postal code area. So the clerk asks the data processing department to generate such list, because the designer of the original system did not this request accept this request. There is no application program on hand to meet it. There is, however, an application program to generate the list of all the students, right? So the university clerk has two choices: either obtain the list of all the students, exacts the need of information manually, or ask programmers to write necessary application program. So next, data isolation. What is data isolation? Because data are scattered in the various files. Various files means a Word file or Excel file, whatever format. Okay. And files may be different formats, Excel or Word format. Writing new application programs to retrieve the appreciate data are difficult. Integrity problem. The data values stored in the database must satisfy certain types of consistency constraints. Suppose the university maintains an account for each department and record the balance amount in each account. Suppose also the university requires the account balance of department may never fall below zero. Develop, enforce these constraints, the system adding the appreciate code, various application programs. So next, atomicity problem. What is atomicity problem? A computer system like any other devices is subject to failure. In many applications, it's crucial that the failure occurs in the data can be stored to the consistency state that exists prior to the failure. So next, concurrent access anomalies. For the sake of overall performance of this system, faster response, many systems allow to multiple users to update the data simultaneously. Next, security problem. Restricted access and okay, not every users of the database system should be able to access all the data. For example, university payroll, PAN, personal need to see only part of the database that has financial information. They do not need to access to the information about academic records, and but since application programs are added to the file processing system in an close manner, enforcing such as security contents difficult. So then what is the advantages of DBMS? What is the advantages of DBMS? Controlling of redundancy, the data integrity, security, data consistency, efficient data access, and enforcement standards, data independence, reduce application development maintenance time. So these are the advantages. So coming to controlling of redundancy. Data redundancy refers to the duplication of data in a database system by having centralized database and centralized control data by the DBA. So unnecessary duplication of data is avoided. It is also eliminates the extra time for processing the large volume of data. It results in saving the storage space. So improved data sharing. DBMS allows a user to share the data in any number of application programs. Data integrity. Integrity means the data in the database is accurate. Centralized control of the data helps in permitting the administrator to define the integrity constraint of the data in the database. For example, customer database, we can enforce the integrity that it must accept the customer only from the Noida and Metro City. So next, what are the advantages in security? What are the advantages in security? Having complete authority overall the operational data enables in the DBA. DBA stands for database administration, in ensuring that the only mean to access the database through proper channels. The DBA can define authorizations checks to be carried out whenever access to sensitive data is attempted. Data consistency by the eliminating data redundancy, we greatly reduce the opportunity for inconsistency. Next, efficiency data access. In the database system, the data is managed by the DBMS and all the access to the data is through DBMS provides key to effectively data processing. Enforcement of standards. With the centralized of data, DBA can establish and enforces all the data standards, which may include the naming, conversations, data quality standards, etc. Data independence. What is data independence? In the database system, the database management system provide all the interface between the application program and the data. When changes are made to data representation, the metadata obtained by the DBMS changed, but the DBMS contain continues to provide the data applications program in the previously used way. So the DBMS handles the task to information of the data where necessary. Next, reduced application development of and maintenance time. DBMS supports many important functions that are common to many applications. Accessing the data stored in the data and which is the facilities of quick development of applications. So here we have some disadvantages also there. So what are the disadvantages? It it is a bit complex. It is a bit complex since it supports multiple functionality to give the user multiple functions to give the user best. The underlying of software has become complex. So the designers and developers should have the knowledge about software to get the most out of it. So because of its complexity functionals, it views the large amount of memory. It is also need to large memory to run efficiently. Next, DBMS system works on the centralized system. All the users from over the world access to the database. Hence, any failure of the DBMS will implicitly all users. DBMS generalized software and written work on the entire system rather specific one. Hence, some of the applications will run slowly. Okay, next, view of data. View of data. A database system is a collection of interrelated data and set of programs that allows user to access and modify this data. A major purpose of a DBMS system to provide users with a abstract view of the data. So data abstractions means hiding the data, right? So data abstraction is hiding the data. For the system to be usable, it must retrieve the data efficiently. And the need for efficiency has led designer to use complex data structure to represent data in the database. Since many database system users are not computer-trained, developers hide complexity from the users through several levels of abstractions to simplify the user interaction with the system. So here, external schema. What is schema? Blueprint of data, and it will help of designing in database. Conceptual schema and internal schema. External view. So it is conceptual view and internal view. These are all the data stored in the database disk, DBMS. So physical level, logical level, and view level. These are the three levels are in the DBMS. So view level. So what is physical level? The lowest level. Abstraction describes the how the data are actually stored, and logical level is the next higher level of abstraction. Describe what are the data stored in the database and what are the relationship existing among those the data. And view level, external view, the highest level of abstraction describe the only part of the entire database. So next instances and schemas. Database change over time as information is inserted and deleted. The collection of information stored in the database at the particular moment is called instance of database. So the overall design of the database is called database schema. Data models. Underlying the structure of database is data models, collection of conceptual tools for describing the data, data relationship, data semantics, and consistency constraints. A data model provides a way to describe the design of database at the physical, logical, and view levels. These are the three levels. Next, relation models. What are the relation models in database management system? The relational model uses the collection of tables to represent both data, the relationship among those data. Each table has multiple columns and each column has unique name. What is this? Each table has multiple column and each column has unique name. So tables are also known as relations. And the relation model is an example of record-based model, ER models, entity relationship model. ER model, nothing but entity relation model. So the entity relation model uses collection of basic objects and call entities and relations among objects. So the entity is a thing. Entity is a thing or object. In the real world, this real world from other objects, the entity relationship model is widely used in the database design. Object-based data model, object-oriented programming like Java, C, C++ has become the domainist software development methodology. And semi-structured data model, the semi-structured data model permits the specification of the data where individual data items may have some different attributes. And semi-structured data model and extensible markup language XML. So it is widely used to represent the semi-structured of data. And next, extensible markup language XML widely used to represent the semi-structured data. So historically, the new network data model is hierarchical data model, the relation data model. So these are the things in the models of DBMS. So thank you.